Okay, hello, welcome back to another video. Today I am playing against a man by the name of Blunderman. Hopefully he blunders. Hopefully we get a good game of chess. We already played one game as I opened with e4. I'll have, blurred or put some kind of image over the scores so as not to spoil the video over on his channel. Quick interlude from me editing this video. I have a chicken burger, by the way. I'm pretty excited about that. Clearly I did not cover up the scores. We ended up deciding that the first game was kind of boring. And so the game on his channel is actually the third game that we played. Because the game you're about to witness was so beautiful that, we had to get a more exciting one for his channel. And so to you wonderful viewers, and also to myself, I say, bon appetit.
I'm a bit nervous because I know Will plays e4, and against c6, I've only ever seen him do alien gambits. And that is not something maybe I feel the most comfortable playing against. I'm sure that's probably what he's going to do. So here, he's going to bring his knight out. We'll see.
But he plays the CARO KANN, okay. First of all, absolutely disgusting. Second of all, we're going to play d4, of course. I imagine we'll see d5, okay.
Maybe he plays a different variation. Maybe he plays the advanced. Maybe he plays the exchange. But I doubt it. I don't think it's Will's style to not go for a gambit. He's the kind of person who just likes to attack, which is why his channel is so exciting. If he doesn't go for the alien gambit this game, I think, yeah, he's a total pansy.
In Blitz and Bullet, of course, the boy Wee Alien has convinced me with his screaming and shirt ripping that the Alien Gambit is the objectively best opening you can possibly play here. However, in Rapid, I tend to go for this e5. I've already burned a lot of time. Okay, c5, I'll take, and then probably go for this a3 setup here. I'd imagine he plays knight takes e5 or bishop f5. Interesting. Okay, hold on. I've actually never seen this before. I've only recently started taking this, but I guess I used to, but I just never. Basically, I have almost zero prep here. If I play b4, if they take this, oh, I think I was looking at something. You know what? I'm playing b4. I'm hoping that Mr. Blunderman takes this because I think I looked at this position and that after bishop b2, there's this very interesting knight to c4 option, which is actually a hole. It looks like a pretty tempting square for the knight. I'd have to get rid of my bishop to get rid of the knight, and potentially that looks appetizing.
Okay, so we pull back to here, or do we try to do something here? We could hit this guy. Maybe he takes, and then queens come off. It looks okay for me. Does he really want to give up his light squared bishop? I don't know. I think this looks very interesting because my knight can't be kicked. But here, take. Maybe this pawn can be an easy target for him. It probably can. But if I come back to here, does he just go here? This all looks a bit stressful. I can come over this way and then maybe attack over here.
Of course, the knight's loose here. You don't want to play a move like f6, clearly. I say clearly the bishop defends this, so there's not any immediate tactical implications of playing f6, but it does seem like a foolish move. So I guess you've got to move the knight, and then the question becomes, do you want to just retreat and go back to c6 where you came from? Absolutely reasonable, and I think, in fact, the best move here. But if you'd rather not, if purely psychologically you feel as though that seems like a bit of a waste of a couple tempi, why come out to go back? This seems at least somewhat counterintuitive. Well, then maybe, just maybe, you try and do something a little more interesting and play knight c4. Or you play knight g6, okay. If they had gone knight c4, I was going to take queen e2, and then I think if queen d5 trying to defend this, I could play knight c3, let them take here, castle, let them take my rook. There was some crazy line that I was looking at earlier, but knight g6 is intriguing stuff. This means the knight now cannot retreat along this diagonal, which means that if my opponent plays e6, then bishop b5 is going to cause them a lot of problems. So I reckon what I'm going to do here is just play knight f3 and see if Blunderman can live up to the name.
See what we can do here. Am I going to just close off the pawn chain? Yes, I am.
And this isn't just hope chess, I'm not just saying, oh, he has to play e6 and then I'm going to win. However, it's a move, chess is all about creating opportunities for your opponent to mess up. And this massively seems like an opportunity for them to have done so.
I have to go here. This is scary. I didn't even see this check. I gotta be more careful. This is wild. Regardless of what happens this game, we all can say Will Taylor is a pansy for not going for the alien gambit. We've already won.
Right, king cannot move. Clearly, I've done well out of this opening. This is a common problem with the CARO KANN when you go out like this, and you isolate the bishop from being able to return along the diagonal. If you give up this check, I think often a6 is necessary in some lines. Things get very problematic here indeed. Now the king is in the center. This is clearly fantastic news. I think maybe I should be flexing on my opponent by just castling. I mean, your king's in the center. My king is going to be fine on g1, I think. And I can very quickly play rook e1, very quickly play knight c3, be threatening to take here maybe. The only question is there something more immediate? But I think really just castling here is the ultimate move to say, you know what, like my king's really safe, your king's not going to be, and that's basically going to be the story of the rest of the game. And instead of rushing some super early attack, trying to desperately, I mean, the first sign of blood, going all in and just swinging overhands, we're going to just do the developmental work to make this a completely crushing attack. I'd imagine knight f6 makes some sense. There we go. I mean, rook to e1 here seems like a bit of a no-brainer. If you just go knight here, though, it looks kind of nice. Might just play knight c3, honestly. I mean, I'm starting with rook e1. How can this be a bad move? Also, the knight in front of here means that you can't push this g-pawn at least until you've moved the knight, which means you can't move the bishop along this diagonal at least until you've moved the knight and the pawn. And given that your king has no legal moves, you've got to, I don't know, move the queen and then move the king and then move the bishop. Like, this king's going to be in the center for a while. This bishop is completely immobilized.
This bishop is disgusting.
I've got beautiful, beautiful major pieces. A slicing bishop here.
Okay, and now this is a weak piece. He's going to come here and just try to take it. Maybe we start pushing Harry. Actually, that's exactly what we should do. We got to push Harry.
And you know, if this bishop can't move, then the implications for this rook are that it's not going to have any real ideas unless, of course, h5, an absolute Hail Mary, chucking the pawn out, which of course I majorly respect. However, I don't know how much activity you're actually going to get here.
So h4, h3, if he kicks, we can come here with the bishop, just targeting here, but he probably isn't in any sort of issue. Maybe we have to sack a piece and try lift a rook somehow.
I mean, I have the immediate, like, knight d4. I'm just starting to take this, and that would, in fact, be checkmate in one. Oh, my lord. Because the pawn's, of course, pinned. So here, I mean, what can you do there? I guess bishop g4, but then I just play f3. I mean, I'm finding it very hard not to just immediately snap play knight d4. Genuinely, what else do you do? I mean, I guess you could put the bishop here. This e4 square and the control they have over it does seem to be my opponent's saving grace to some extent here. But then maybe I just play f3 anyway. Right, I'm starting with knight e4. I mean, we're threatening mate in one. How bad can that be?
So what's his plan here? He's attacking this square twice. Is he considering some kind of sack here? Maybe getting his queen here? 3 pieces targeting this? Maybe he wants to just take my bishop now. That's what he wants to do, isn't it? So I have to go here to hold this square? Yeah. So this piece is not defended.
We're centralizing a knight, threatening the most disgusting mate in one, perhaps ever, aided by a bishop, a pawn, a rook, and a knight. Everything but the queen and king, the monarchy, of course, letting the pieces do the dirty work. And so, you know, there's seldom more convincing tempo. In fact, by definition, there is no more convincing tempo than threatening mate in one. And so any move that doesn't immediately address this will lose on the spot. I mean, this, I think, is hopefully already shaping up to be an absolute decimation of the KARO KANN, which is, if we're being honest, the worst opening of all time. So, I mean, the position just sucks for black. I genuinely don't know what they do. You could maybe play knight h4, but then I could just play g3. The point is, the only ways you can defend what's going on here are with these pieces, which are of course very temperamental because I can just kick them with pawns. You know, the bishop goes here, I can just play f3. Now maybe you can fishing pole this bishop and get an open h-file and there's some counterplay, but generally speaking, a sacrifice is only going to work if you're at least up a small amount of development, preferably a large amount of development. Opponent is down by a significant amount in development because of this nasty king e7.
What about knight h4? Knight h4, he attacks my knight, hit his queen, he attacks, check, take, and this piece is pinned, and then maybe we can attack the pinned piece. I don't know, but I'm gonna try this. It's very ugly.
I mean, that e6 was an absolutely fatal move in this weird approach here, which is very theoretical. I mean, many people have played BC knight h4, okay, sweet, including the likes of Yanya Pomnishi, etc., etc. But if you're not familiar, it does look kind of strange, but it does provide these nice ideas. Now, it'd be oh so lovely if I could play like queen f3 here, because if they take, I could like take here with mate, deferring the knight. However, they take with check, so unfortunately, that would not be possible. I can, however, just play g3, and if you move the knight, you get mated, so it does seem that I'm going to be able to take that knight. It also seems as though c6 is a very strong move, just because if you take, you lose your queen, and if you don't, I take here, and then you probably lose your queen, but that feels a little slower. I think I should probably be making the most of the fact that this is just a mate threat, and I guess the idea is that after g3, you can retreat the bishop, and then be holding on to this knight f5 idea. g3 just feels a bit, you know, a bit simple almost. It doesn't feel all that exciting, but honestly, I don't think I can pass up on the opportunity to just attack that knight. Okay.
Maybe I need to just abuse the clock. Just pray. Just abuse the clock and pray. Although he's like a 2K in bullet as well. He's just going to amp up the pressure, I think. He's not even going to do any of this. He's just going to amp up the pressure. Oh yeah, he did. Okay. So we're going to go here. And I'm happy enough putting my knight on f5. But he's going to play this now.
Right. You can move this and attack my queen. Oh, that's not going to do anything because I don't need my queen to mate you here on f5. So I start, of course, by taking this knight. Now, obviously, I'm doing some damage to my my king side, but I'm just not wildly concerned because you've just got no developed pieces really. And so I think I can just take this knight here because if you take my queen, knight f5 is going to be checkmate. So we pick up the knight, remove one defender of this square, a queen sacrifice. I don't know whether that'll register as brilliant because it is a fairly, I mean, although it's a beautiful mate, this is just, I've seen a checkmate in one. It's not exactly a complex idea.
f3, knight takes f3, knight takes, and his piece is pinned. What? What? Oh, that's disgusting. That's disgusting, Will. That is disgusting, bro. That is disgusting. Do you guys see it? So if I take his queen, this is checkmate. He hits here and here. The bishop cuts off the back. That is disgusting, bro. That is filthy.
And unfortunately, oh my lord, no, I am. I was going to say I'm not threatening to sack my queen here because knight can take and then there's an escape square. But in playing knight f5, I let my bishop control f6. We could get the most insane mate here. Like, if it was my move here, I play queen takes g4 and it's just game over. Because if pawn takes, that's mate. And if knight takes, that is still mate because the bishop from b2 holds f6. This is unbelievable stuff.
What a nasty move. Let's stop his nasty plan. Oh, that was truly beautiful. Good thing this wasn't bullet.
So I wonder, I mean, I don't blame him for going for this, but unfortunately, you cannot get your king on e7. Yeah, you need to just now defend this because annoyingly, he's seen that I have this queen sack. Exceedingly frustratingly, he seems to have noticed this. However, g6 forces this concession of the dark squares here. I could probably very simply go queen d2 and queen here and, you know, do a lot of damage in that way. But actually now they could maybe play bishop g7 and run this way with the king. Okay, I mean, I am up a piece here. Oh, that's so annoying that I don't have this mate. I really, really wanted this mate.
My king is disgusting right now. This is a piece of trash.
If f3 bishop here, I'm happy to take. If f3 bishop h3, probably develop this knight. I'm also getting unnervingly low on time, which is not a fantastic thing at all. I might just play queen d2, honestly. Bishop g7, I go here, king f8. I mean, I do find this quite convincing. I think I'm going to start knight e4 maybe. Queen d2, knight e4. I could play f3 and then c6 or something. Okay, you know what? I'm playing f3. I just need to make a move and I want to bide myself half a second to think here. I want to finish this as beautifully as possible. Clearly, I'm very winning. However, I'm absolutely scarred by the fact that queen g4 wasn't possible just then. God damn you, blunderman, for playing g6. Okay, now I think I'm nabbing this and I think this looks pretty damn good, and I also think that you still can't unpin in time, and I have knight here, bishop here, right? Yeah, knight c3. Let's just develop.
Okay, we have the g file open now, but now this might work a wee bit better. So he wants to come here. It's only but we have two defenders. Let's go for this.
Yes, there's an open g file. No, I don't care. I have king h1. I mean, you've got an absolute wall of stuff going on here. That's interesting. Check. You play knight takes. Why would I not just step back? Because b5, but don't pass on. I'm fine. Okay, here.
I will happily get my queen to b6. If his bishop goes here, I mean, it's just very, very passive.
Let's just maintain this. Interesting. Queen b6. Huh. Maybe I should have gone for this. Here, queen b6. How interesting is that, though? Just play king h1. I think I'm fine. Right, I'm taking on pass on. I want to leave the bishop here. It's too powerful of a piece. Queen b6, king h1. I mean, you just don't have any checks. I'm up a piece. Your king's still very vulnerable. I feel like king h1, I'm just completely fine. f3 is actually doing a fantastic job here. And I do believe the dark squares are looking horrific here. I'm also threatening some knight d5 because of this pin still. The king can't so easily step out of the pin. I mean, you can go this way if you'd like, but then you relinquish control of the knight, and I probably have this anyway or something because of the pin here.
Here, queen sack? He's got disgusting plans. He's trying to queen sack on me. Ah, dear. Bro, Will Taylor, you're a menace, man. You're a menace. He's definitely trying to queen sack. Let's activate this defense.
I mean, things are complicated. I clearly don't have a whole world of time, but definitely resilient defense from Blunder Man. I mean, the original blunder was made, but otherwise the defense has been fantastic, I think. Unless I missed something. I really hope I didn't miss anything beautiful. I'm going to be quite saddened if I did.
Even if I lose this game, and I'm clearly losing, I am happy to play it, because this is chess, you know? This is enjoyable.
Move. Let's just move my queen. I kind of want to get in on these dark squares somehow. I don't know. I also want to bring the other rook in. This looks good. You've also put the rook here, which is potentially where that king wanted to go. Although I'd imagine bishop g7 and the king could run to this nice f8 square there. I think I'm just going to slap the rook on the d file. Although if you run too much this way, the open g file could be an asset for me. And that's not entirely outside of the realm of possibility.
I think my rook needs to be active. I think he can just triple cheeseburger stack here and just go for everything.
But I am thinking, I mean, if you go here and I just play queen, hold on. Surely. I should probably just bring the rook in. Okay, I'm starting with this. I kind of really liked queen e5 there, and I don't know why I didn't play that. Just bishop g7. I mean, I guess it's better that I didn't just spend ages hesitating. Oh, queen e5 I was throwing queen f6, but still bishop g7 would have solved that. Okay, queen e5 is my next move, I think. I wanted a little bit of time to just double check in my head that this made sense, and I believe double check I have. But I think actually with rook d1 now we've got extra pressure on this. Hold on. The pressure's on. The pressure is on in an immense way. Now my opponent might be thinking, I'm predicting that he's calculating some kind of, battery here. And so then like a knight check, but he's maybe saying that after knight takes, I'm not going to be able to take on it. I wonder. Damn it. There was this threat. Oh. Come on now. I mean, that's a nice game of chess.
He's allowed me in. If I take, this is winning my queen back.
Hold on, I do need to be a little careful though, because if the king just moves, king f8, I go here. King d6, oh my lord, I can take here. The point is, if king hit, okay, yeah, but now I just grab this, right?
Oh, he's winning it anyway. Oh, dang it.
Now you should lose literally all of your pieces. I could go here, or I could just go here. Oh my god.
Ah, dang it. Oh, he won it anyway. Oh, this is not good.
I mean, this is a bit of a demolition, honestly. Look at this. The CARO KANN, absolutely taken to pieces. I'd imagine we should have had a brilliant move there.
Beautiful stuff, Will. Beautiful stuff. Actually, this is very, very beautiful.
And that's gonna wrap up the game with this pin here. And I imagine we'll see resignation after that move, or he'll play till mate. But it does seem, I believe. Okay, I mean, take with the rook. Fair enough, playing on. I respect it. Can I get like a cool checkmate in here somehow? Maybe he's playing for a stalemate. Oh, hold on. I wish I could give time. You can do that on Lee Chess, but I don't think you can do it on chess.com. I'll go here.
He's looking for that beautiful finish.
I mean, you're getting a little squeezed here. Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Damn it. Okay, we don't quite get the beautiful mate. However, we get a beautiful game.
Let's see how he did. 83%. No brilliance? Come on. Chess.com. I mean, that game was truly beautiful.
I mean, here we are with a quick analysis of a frankly disgusting. I mean, this is all theory here. A3 should be theory, I think. Okay, I mean, I don't know why A3 is not theory. Here I have knight 3. I can hold onto the pawn. However, this is precisely what I was wanting to see, because bishop b2 and the knight moves. We get knight f3 and then that e6. I mean, effectively just setting up the possibility for that e6 blunder to be played. And the second that's played, I mean, I think the rest of the game doesn't play itself. There's still a lot of work to do. Castles. There were beautiful ideas. Knight d4. Of course, my opponent makes a waiting move, and we get a beautiful checkmate in one there. And after we went for this, knight here, g3, bishop here takes. I mean, come on now. Here, another mate in one. I mean, the exact same mate in one, to be honest. However, that would have been absolutely nasty. So instead, g6, f3 best, sweet. c6 was the best move. Didn't really fancy it, to be completely honest. And then I'm wondering, queen here, rook here. This was inaccurate, damn it. Permitted my opponent to kick a knight. They should have gone for d4. Yeah, okay, fair enough. That makes a lot of sense. They shut down the diagonal. All my interesting tactics. I mean, I was thinking they waste a move here. We get this queen f6 here and then double check. Of course the king has to move. We can recapture the queen. However, we instead got it in a slightly different way. Queen went here. Queen f... Come on now. Give me a brilliant move, please. And then, okay, this was just mopping up with relatively low time. And my opponent, of course, flagged here. Hello again, it's Will from the edit. I finished my burger. It was lovely, thanks for asking. Completely forgot to record an outro for this video, so I'd like to say a few things quickly now. First and foremost, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that. This is kind of new. I haven't really done this kind of dual perspective thing. Hopefully I edited it together well. I've seen it done before where it kind of flits back and forth between perspectives a little too much. It makes it kind of hard to follow. I hope I got the balance right here. I was trying to keep that in mind. However, as much feedback as possible in the comments on this kind of video would be wonderful, because we could absolutely, if you enjoyed it, look at doing more in the future. And then secondly, I'd like to say a massive thank you to Mr. Blunderman. Go and subscribe to his channel. Go check out the video that we played the game after that one on his channel. You've just seen absolute peak Will Taylor chess. If you want to see me maybe get slightly more humbled, No spoilers, of course, but yeah, go check that video out. And yeah, just cheers Owen, that is Blunderman's real name. I mean, I know you can't believe his real name isn't Blunderman. But thanks very much, mate, largely for just being such a fantastic sport while on the receiving end of what was kind of a flukishly immortal game. Like, had I not played for that e6 idea early, bishop b5 check, etc., I'm sure it would have been a far more resilient defense. I just happened to then find a bunch of cool queen sacks. So yeah, I just wanted to say directly to you, mate, thank you for being such a good sport. That was very fun, and absolutely we can, if you're interested, do a little rematch at some point in the future. I also deeply envy your setup. I'm graduating in about a month and moving into a house in London, and I plan to invest all of that sweet YouTube ad revenue that I've been stacking up while at university into a setup that can maybe dream of rivaling yours. I mean, Will Taylor chess with higher production quality, who knows the places we could go. But regardless, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that. As I say, as much feedback as possible would be great. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.